Good afternoon and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Atlas, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Atlas's ability to understand and respond to his obedience commands, the corrections and motivations we give him while we're working with him, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. The correction that we give is a tug and let go to the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Atlas has been fitted with his own personal training collar, and we'll show you how to properly use this during your one-on-one lesson. Now you see Atlas is on Fred's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. The first command they'll demonstrate is heeling, which is proper walking on a leash. And Fred and Atlas take off doing that now. The command you want to use for this is Atlas heel, and then you start walking and he'll fall right in line on your left-hand side. And we've also gone ahead and incorporated our sit command into this. So anytime Fred stops his feet, Atlas will sit. There's an example of that there. Now it's important when you're heeling Atlas that he walks nicely at your pace on your left-hand side, where you deem comfortable for him to be along your leg. If he attempts to pull ahead of you, you say no, give a tug and let go correction to his training collar, repeat your command to heel, and then start walking again. Now the next command they'll demonstrate is our stay command, which is a hand and voice command. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm and an inch or so from Atlas's muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Walks out to the end of the training leash. Now this is a good exercise to build up self-control in Atlas. You can start practicing this one at about a minute's time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 3 minutes. Now as Fred returns back to Atlas, he's going to walk all the way around him, providing an added distraction as he goes behind, and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Atlas holds that sit-stay throughout. Fred gives him some praise and then heels him right out of it. I'll show you a little more of the heel sit and stay. As they heel around, Fred stops his feet, Atlas sits, heels him again, this time you'll give him the stay again, back out to the end of the training leash. And this time he'll give him a second to hold this position, and then he'll demonstrate our come or recall command instead of returning back to Atlas. Calls him in using his name. Atlas gets up, comes into Fred, sits in front, and then we have a move called the finish. Fred's going to heel Atlas right around the back of him and gets him right back to that proper left-hand side heel position, and he sits. Demonstrate that recall one more time. Have him in a sit, give him a stay, out to the end of the leash, give him a second to hold it, and then call him in. He gets right up and comes in. Now he's going to sit in front of Fred. And then the finish once again. Fred heels him right around the back of him and gets him right back to his left-hand side. Nicely done. That's a good time to remind you want to practice all your commands with Atlas about 15 to 20 minutes a day. You can practice inside or outside your home and just incorporate the commands into your daily routine with him. Next up are going to be our down commands. First is down from a heel position. Fred uses the open flat of his left palm straight down to the ground and the one-word firm command to down. He then gives him a stay and walks back out to the end of that leash. Now this is another great exercise to build up that self-control in Atlas. You can start practicing this one at about 3 minutes time and work your way up in increments until you get to about 5. As Fred returns back to Atlas, he'll walk all the way around him as he did on the sit stay and right back to that left-hand side heel position. Atlas holds that down throughout. Fred gives him some praise and then heels him right out of it. They'll show you that down again when they come back around. Now you see Atlas is doing very well, but if for any reason he does not respond to a command or he breaks a stay, the first word out of your mouth is always no, followed by a tug and let go correction, and then you're going to repeat the command you'd given him. Now Fred will give him the down again, and a stay, walks back out to the end of that training leash, and this time he'll give him a second to hold this, and then he'll demonstrate that come or recall command right out of the down position. Calls him in, Atlas gets up, comes into Fred, tail wagging, I'm going to have him sit in front of him. And then the finish, Fred will heel him right around the back of him, and gets him right back to that left-hand side heel position. We'll give them a second to get lined up for our final command, which will be down from a distance. Now this will be the down from a distance. You're going to have him in a sit, give him a stay, out to the end of the training leash. This is the only time you use your right hand to give the command, and Fred will drop him into a down from the end of the training leash. You'll then return back to him by walking all the way around and back to heel position. Excellent job. Alright, we've demonstrated for you our basic obedience commands that we've worked on with Atlas here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Atlas, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.